The Fright!
See, Gromson, all dressed up for Halloween. I think this might be one of my favorite holidays.
You look ridiculous.
No, I don't. I look scary!
The only thing less alarming than this would be a landmine on the ceiling.
Oh, but what if it falls?
What if what falls?
The landmine.
The figurative landmine that exists entirely within my mind?
Yes.
It can't fall.
Why not?
Because I superglued it to the ceiling. Look, can you just get on with whatever you dressed up like a reverse Klansman for?
Oh, Gromson, I was trying to feed you a line. You could have made it more spooky.
More scary than the prospect of an entire room blowing up?
No, as in you could have done it more like this. The intrepid explorers, Thomwald and Gromson, were exploring through unassuming rooms, but little did they know, the rooms were haunted!
Jesus, give me strength.
As they were exploring through the rooms, they noticed something was wrong. And they found what they feared most. A poltergeist throwing landmines at them! Ah!
Really?
Yes, Gromson. See how easy it was to make that story scary? I want you to try and improvise a scary story based on something in this room.
Well, if you want to be frightened, you can just look in a bloody mirror, honestly.
Well, that's not a story.
And why do you have a skeleton in the bookcase?
That is Stanley.
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 Stanley?
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley, the skeleton.
The skeleton.
The skeleton Stanley.
Stanley.
Actually, make up a story about Stanley.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
It's a skeleton, not a man.
Well, what was he when he was alive?
Oh, he's a plastic toy, Gromson. He was never alive.
Actually, speaking of things that never were, what are you?
Oh, I'm a Wampil.
A what?
A Wampil!
Oh, come on.
I am the product of a dark and twisted ritual conducted by an evil sorcerer trying to become the greatest conjurer.
Sorry, why have you given me a dead cat?
A merging of species. First, a wizard, a powerful one at that. Second, a vampire, to counteract the wizard's vulnerability to aging. And third, a devil, because devils are cool. A half wizard, half vampire, and half devil!
You cannot have three halves, Thomwald.
But a Wampil can.
No, it can't.
Well, you make up a cool villainous creature then.
Oh, God. Villainous creatures.
Naegleria Fowleri.
Ooh, Latin! Now that is mysterious. What is your sinister trait?
Oh, it's a brain-eating amoeba.
Oh.
It slowly drives you insane until you stop drinking and eating and slowly die of dehydration.
What a tortured mind you have.
It's actually a real thing.
That's real?
Yes, and it could exist in any body of water below a certain level of chlorination. It's a bit late on that one. Here's another one.
CPR mostly fails.
That's not scary, that's just sad, Gromson.
Well, what about the fact that 785 million people don't have access to clean water?
Gromson, are you...
Most people spend the last years of their life in chronic pain and alone.
Gromson, these are just depressing, they're not frightening. What's wrong with you?
Well, I think they're frightening.
They're frightening in a mortal existential way, not a horror way. You're terrible at horror.
I think I'm pretty good myself.
Talk about zombies or ghouls or the bloody boogeyman.
No, I won't entertain such childish nonsense.
Well, fine. You know what? If you don't want to do horror, we'll do the opposite of scary and terrifying, you boring bastard.
Why can't you just sit down and relax and enjoy the peace and quiet? Fantastic, that's great.
G'day, mate. Boom.